Well, since we are talking about how nation states and national governments behave in Southeast Asia today, vis-à-vis each other, we have also to talk about and to discuss what nation states essentially are. And nation states in Southeast Asia are quite a new invention. It's the legacy of colonialism, really. And so to most people in the region, organizing ourselves in the form of states, or sometimes ethnocentric states, is something quite new. And so how we behave is still something that's being decided. And it's something that has to be worked out over time through experiences and through how leaders associate with each other and how they handle whatever problems come into being. Of course, there's also the issue of the size of nation states. That differs greatly. So just because we're talking about international law and countries relating to each other, we have to also remember that the issue of power comes into play, and that has its own perimeters as well. Small countries have to behave quite differently from large countries, and new countries also behave quite differently from other countries. So very often, small countries have to compensate for its size by having allies. And so in Southeast Asia, we see a lot of countries trying to organize themselves through regional connections. ASEAN is a case in point where all these countries come together in order to be able to act as a bigger player vis-à-vis regional big powers and global big powers. Otherwise, you have allies. Small powers will also tend to have allies and sometimes hedge them against each other, and that way get by. Now, generally in Southeast Asia, we have had peace for quite a long time since the Vietnam War, and all conflicts have been very, very limited ones. So we are lucky in that sense. So I think that perspective has to be kept. And although we talk about territorial disputes in the region, we have to remember that they are, in fact, very small disputes, and no big incident has actually taken place.